Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the United Front. I'm joined today by United Front royalty, Big Ernest. What's going on? How are we
What's
doing?
all good, man? All good. Ready to get into it today, man. Excited for this episode.
Yeah, man,
Well,
it's a big episode. Obviously, not in great circumstances. But you know what? Happy to be back on the United Front. Either way, we've been away for the international break, had a little bit of time off. Do you know what I mean? Wasn't really much to talk about. Felt extra slow during this international break, so we thought we'd just give it a rest. But we're back now, and of course, United give us a lot to talk about. You know, losing 1-0 at home to 10-man Everton under the lights at Old Trafford. Yeah. Waiting all the way till Monday as well for United to not ruin your weekend, but this time ruin your week. United, they're changing tactic now.
so it's
But
about.
other than that, Ernest, how are you, my brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Well, I was doing all right, and then the 3 weeks I was looking forward to United. I was like, yeah, I can't wait for this game. We're at home, nice way to kick things off, and then as always, they always find a way to ruin something, and here we are.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you said it best yourself, man. I was actually ticking along. All I was waiting for was football, to be honest, to return. And now, yeah, man, just want to forget about that game and move on. But yeah, just before we start, I just want to say to everybody, got obviously a big episode. We're going to be talking obviously a little bit about the game, where it went wrong, where maybe if it did go right, any points where it went right. Obviously, guys, everybody who's watching right now, everybody who's in the chat, stay in the chat, get involved, give us some talking points, tell us what you think as well, because it's not just me and Ernst, but the United Front is everybody else's channel too. So yeah, please let me know what you lot are talking about. And obviously, if you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and like the video. Like the video, whether you're new here or not, like the video. All right, so let's start. Bad game. Everton. Obviously, there's not really much to say about it. It was embarrassing. It was more than a bad game. Terrible. Yeah. Ernst, how are you feeling after that horrible watch
I want to
Old Trafford yesterday?
kick things off by saying that was embarrassing. What we watched in that game was actually embarrassing. That is like one of the worst performances, and just everything was bad. No one can say anything positive about that game. How can we go from a man being sent off for slapping his own teammate 13 minutes into a game, which they started better, by the way. So they've basically given us a handout. They said, you know what, here you go. I'll slap my own teammate just to make it fair for you lot, because that's how bad we're battering you. We was like, yeah, cool. Let's get it going. And then for 80 minutes, we attacked them. For 80 minutes, we created one chance. One chance in 80 minutes of 10v11 football. Bro, there was times in that game where I had to count the players on the pitch. I had to make sure it was us that had the extra man, because I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
Honestly, I wasn't sure.
It was shocking. It was just bad from start to finish. Like, it was one of them ones where I felt like it was just like, sorry, I made that to me. It was one of them ones where I just felt like from the start of the game, you could tell what United was going to turn up on from that day. Like, I've seen United a lot. I've watched United enough times now to know. You can almost tell from the first 5 minutes which United is going to turn up. And I could just tell there was no intensity in the performance. Bro, players were picking up the ball. They had space, time. Everton players, I'm talking. They had space and they had time. It looked like last season in the bad parts. We looked like we didn't really know where to pick up on, areas where to pick up on the pitch, whether we were attacking or defending. It wasn't reminiscent of what we've been seeing in these previous 5-6 games, where every time the opposition's got the ball, you had one of the centre backs stepping into midfield aggressively on their back, pause, trying to get the ball back, engage the attacker, not give him space to turn, and hopefully win the ball back. But you weren't seeing that yesterday. You were seeing, perfect example is the goal. You had Kieran Dewsbury-Hall had all the space in the world to get in between the lines, take a touch, turn at the centre backs, run at Yoro. Bad challenge, awful challenge from Yoro. Not strong enough, probably went in on the wrong foot. Another bad challenge again from De Ligt, and then he strikes it. And some people I've heard say that the keeper could have done better there as well, but I don't know. I just think it was just shit. There wasn't really much to talk about. And then after that, Everton just sat back, defended, and we didn't know what to do to break him down. We tried. Xerxes had one or two chances. Pickford pulled off a few nice saves. To be honest, maybe on another day, we might have scored one of them chances and it would have ended up 1-1 or 2-1. We might have gotten away with it, a bad performance and a win, which is, to be honest, what I kind of expected. I thought 10 men, yeah, that's probably we'll probably end up holding out, somehow getting a goal, maybe a penalty or something, but it just never came. And to be honest, we didn't deserve it. So Ernst, you know, is this a one bad game? Is it a one-off? Is it something that you need to be more concerned about? Well, how are you feeling in that sense? Is it just?
I mean, you're saying one bad game, but I think we've had a few stinkers in a row now. I think that's 3 stinkers in a row, my brother. The Spurs game was a bad performance. The Forest game was a bad performance. We're not playing well at the moment, like at all. And it's like, it just feels like we just load up again. We load up into the lobby again. Same team, same tactics. Same thing happens. It's if their team sets up to counter us, I feel like there's nothing coming back on our side. We don't adapt to what they're doing. We just like, cool, game is what it is. Take it for what it is. Hold the L. Nothing changed, bro. Lenny Yoro, listen, I love the guy, but the way he's in and out of the team, and bro, he had a stinker, man. He had a stinker, bro.
Yeah, he didn't have his best game. To be honest, I don't think many people had their best game. I genuinely think that, like, I can't pick, like, maybe Mbeumo was probably our best player, but even he had a pretty bad game. Like, I don't think he had a good game at all. Bruno came close with a nice couple shots, but I don't think anybody played well, really. I think it was just overall just a bad performance from everybody. I think we looked clueless, man. I don't know if this is like, I haven't seen this that often this season, if I'm honest. These type of performances, seen it maybe 2 or 3 times out of maybe the first 10, 11, 12 games, however many we played now. But I kind of I personally feel like maybe that's expected. I've said it previously, even when we were going on a good little run, I thought, you know what? We're going to have games where we're going to look shit. We're going to have games where we look like we don't understand the system again, because that's the hallmark. That's a sign of a team that's trying to learn something new. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And the hope is over time it gets more and more consistently on the good side of it working. But yeah, I think yesterday it looked bad. What do you think about, obviously, the criticism? You've heard a lot. Obviously, we lost the game, so, you know, there's been a lot of talk about the system and amorim and this and that. And I do want to get into that a little bit later. But are you leading into my thinking, which is, you know what, maybe this is a one-off game. It's terrible. We can't, it shouldn't happen again, but let's move on? Or do you think there's something more serious happening?
I'm gonna have to pull you up on that, bro, because after we won was it Brighton was the last of our wins? Mm-hmm. You and Zayn were on here saying we're going to win the next 8 in a row.
You know what?
So
I did say that. Yeah, and I'll take the blame for that. But honestly, whilst I was saying that, I did actually also say, obviously, we're going to lose games. Like, even though I see us playing so well right now, I was giddy, I was happy. We were on a nice little run. Just beat Brighton. We never do that. So obviously, I was gassed. But genuinely speaking, even in that little segment, I did say, obviously, we're going to lose games. Obviously, we're not going to just win every single game. But it's not really about the fact that we just lost. I feel like the performance, that hurt. Watching, you know what I mean, that game. But you know what? Let's get into the comments a little bit. We've been talking for a few minutes. So you got Abdul Chowdhury, my guy. Shout you out, bro. He said, Mazraoui isn't a wingback.
He's not, man.
He's not. Yeah, but to be honest, no one is really, bro. Like, I was saying this before, like, I said this to my brothers, like, how many wingbacks are there in the world? Like, really? There's not. It's a very specialized position. Nobody plays there. Like, if I told you to name me the best 5 wingbacks in the world, you're going to be naming me fullbacks. There's no such thing. There's no, like, wingbacks don't exist. Maybe in Serie A, where you've got a couple of teams that might play wingbacks. You got Dumfries and DeMarco. But like I said, if I told you to name me 5, 2 of them would be from Inter, and you know, I mean, maybe
That's
what?
the point,
Maybe,
really. Obviously, there's no natural wing backs. You got to turn players into these wing backs, and I feel like generally having like a winger go back and do it is better for the position than having a fullback whose best attributes are really defensive going and doing it. You know what I mean? You really need that attacking side in these positions, especially in Amorim's system where everything goes down the flanks.
yeah, I agree. I do think we need there needs to be there wasn't enough coming from that wing back position yesterday for sure, but like generally, bro, I feel like you got an option to make players wing backs, but the option you got are either fullbacks or wingers, isn't it? So they're gonna be better in one of the two facets of the game, either attacking or defensive. And you have to kind of take your pick of which one you want in that position. You can't just put sometimes 2 wingers on both sides. I hear that. You also, the same way you can't put 2 defenders, just 2 fullbacks on both of them sides, because that is also just static and boring. And we saw that last season, part of the reason why we were so bad with creating it, like anything. But like, I don't know. It's a very like, I think obviously Cunha being out yesterday really affected the team, man. Like really affected the team. I think we look like we don't have as much dynamism, creativity, fluidity moving forward. Someone willing to take a player on, move a player out of position. I just don't feel like that was a thing. But anyway, moving on. Euro should have played on the left centre back. You know what? He's putting some good performances on the left side of the back three, but to be honest, like the right side is also like he's been good at on the right side too. I don't even necessarily think it was a positional thing. I think it was a more application thing. I think Euro needed to step into that midfield quicker. I don't think it's necessarily a positional thing. I think it's just like you got to react, innit? Like we've been doing
He does that a lot.
Yeah, we've been doing that all
passive
season.
Defending. Euro does that passive defending a lot, man. I feel like when De Ligt plays out wide, he's a lot more getting stuck in than when Euro plays in the same position. So I don't know if that's Euro not following instructions or it's maybe he wants Euro to play like that. That's why he puts him in for certain games. But I don't know.
I mean, I'll get to it in a second because I want to talk about whether it's the players or the manager as well. And it can lead into our eventual Amorim debate that is eventually going to happen, of course. Shaq says, up the effing Chelsea, 1-0 up to Barca, you dumb world champions. Bro, listen, we're having a group therapy session here as United fans, innit? Go enjoy your Champions League.
Yeah, we don't know what that is. Cheers, Amorim. We don't know what that is.
Move, man. No one played well. Yeah, 100%. I agree, Abdul. No one played well. A lot of big clubs had a shit weekend. Yeah, and that's probably the worst bit about it is that we didn't capitalize. We didn't capitalize at all. So yeah, that hurt. Jeez, Catty Johnson Ward in the chat. You clearly believe in the system. What would make you give up hope?
That's a question for you because I don't believe in the system.
Okay. What made me give up hope? I mean, just effectively. That's a good question. I don't know if there's any one specific thing that will make me give up hope. Maybe if there was gonna be one specific thing, yeah, it might have been Kobe not being utilized properly. But that's already happened. I'm still holding on to Amorim. The guy's a good talker, fam. I can't lie. But I don't think it's the system. I think this system thing is very overblown. I don't think another like that. You know, I'm gonna get into it a little bit more later. I just don't think this formation that everyone seems to hang their hat on. I feel like it's lazy journalism. Like I feel like a lot of the time, 3 defenders or 2 or 3 defenders hanging back, and then 2 midfielders and 5 attackers is something that most teams play in the Premier League. And Amorim just uses different personnel in them positions. Instead of maybe a fullback going into midfield, he has 3 centre backs as the defenders, and then he has actual midfielders in midfield. I get what he's trying to do, like a bit more, but it's just about whether he can implement it well enough. So I'm not going to sit there and cuss the system. If it don't work, I'm not going to say it's because of the system. I'm going to say it's because Amorim wasn't able to implement the system well enough. Because it can be implemented and it can work. And that's where he has to earn his corner as a manager. Can you implement that system well enough? That's not about the system. Any system can work, whether you play 3-5-2, 3-4-2-1, which is what Amorim plays now, 4-4-2. any of them can work. It's just about how do you implement them effectively enough so that they can work. And that's where the greatest managers are in their corner. So what would make me give up hope is if I genuinely started to see that Amorim wasn't able to implement the system well enough, and we weren't winning enough games. Obviously, we aren't winning enough games, or we haven't been winning enough games for the most part. But I used the cutoff point as this summer to start again, give him a fresh start with these new players, with a new squad, and see what he could do. Now, up until now, we're still in and around where we need to be. So there's not panic stations yet. We've lost 1 game in 6. So I'm not giving up on anything. I don't think there's any need to give up hope. But yeah, you know what I mean? So let's see. I still believe in it. Well, yeah, I still believe in Amorim. I don't think 1 game is going to sway my belief that much or make me give up hope. If that answers your question, Katya, thank you very much. Abdul, next comment. So he spam crosses for the first time this season to Xerxes, who isn't known to head the ball, but never did it with Seshko. Brother, I hear it. That pissed me off, you know.
Backwards.
You got wing backs as well, yeah, that want to cut in on their weaker foot and cross the ball in. No one was getting in behind the defense. No one was making runs to everybody was trying to come to the ball and cut in. And there was nobody in the box. We're crossing the ball to Mbeumo, who's 5'9", Mount, who's 5'9", and Xerxes, who they can't head the ball. So what's going on there?
Those guys weren't even in the box half the time. It was just Xerxes in there against 3 defenders, 5 defenders. I don't know what the goal was in that, just spamming crosses to one guy surrounded by defenders.
And also, the defenders they're surrounded
They're
by
big
Tarkovsky,
units, bro.
Keane.
They love that.
Absolute units, bro. They would sit there and head them balls out all day. So, pause. But yeah, Waffle. Big up Waffle Don, man.
Big
Shout
up
you
Waffle
out,
Don,
bro.
my guy.
Yeah, man. If you lot don't know, go subscribe to Waffle's channel as well. He's an Arsenal fan. He's behind enemy lines right now, but you get me. He's got some good content talking about Arsenal often. So yeah, big up Waffle. Abdul tried it. One loss in 6. Yep, 1 loss in the last 6.
It's a great way to discuss.
Amorim and Boomer had a mare. Yeah, I agree. That's what we were saying earlier.
The whole team is rubbish, man. Like, let's be honest. No one played well.
No one did play well. So yeah, Ernst, wanted to ask you this question because obviously I know you're going to have your opinion on it. But who do you think is to blame more for this situation? Do you think it's the players? Well, for that game yesterday specifically, who do you think the blame falls at the feet of more? The players or the manager? Because I've seen a lot of stuff about the manager and the players, whatever, who deserves to take more slack. A lot of people suddenly now questioning the system again for the first time in 5 or 6 weeks. So it's nice we've had a nice little break from questioning the system. Now we're back. But
I question the system every week.
Well, I think when we win and question the system, we're just being negative for no reason. But more time, especially in the media, we've been pretty quiet in the past 5 or 6 weeks. We haven't done anything too crazy. And I've noticed a massive difference because we ain't been the crisis team. Let's be honest. Liverpool are the crisis team now. But that's not us right now. Do you know what I mean?
We're on the same points, isn't it?
Well, you're on the same points. We're above them. But there's like 9 teams on the same points in the Premier League right now.
Anyways, yeah. So the game yesterday, I think Amorim does actually have to take quite a lot of blame for that game. Because I feel like, bro, if you're playing 11 versus 10 for 80 minutes of a game and you're still playing 5 defenders, are we being serious right now? We're 1-0 down and we're saying, let's sub on Dallo for a fullback. Bro, just sacrifice a defender, get just someone else to play in another position. You don't need 5 defenders against 10 men, against a team who's also sitting back. When I saw Dallo warming up, I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was genuinely confused. I was like, so this is what's going to win us the game. It's going to turn the game around. Bro, I don't care if it's Shea Lacey, anyone. We just need someone who's not who's not a defender on the pitch at that point. We've got to go for it. There's nothing to lose.
Well, I'm going to disagree with you. I'm be honest. I personally, maybe Amorim does have something. Maybe the thing that he could have done is take off a centre back and bring on Shea Lacey. That's probably the only thing he didn't do, right? But he brought on 3 subs. He brought on Mount. He brought on Kobe. And he brought on Dallo. He moved Ahmad over onto the right wing back. He had basically by the end of the game, Casemiro wasn't playing. We had no like out and out defensive midfielder on.
We still had the same shape though. We still had the shape. We still had the back five. Making the arch around the area.
We didn't have the back five though. We had 3 defenders on the pitch, bro.
Do you mean Dalo was on the pitch too? We had 4 defenders, and then Ahmad, who was still playing back to get the ball.
We had 4 defenders on the pitch when we ended the game. 4 defenders on the pitch, no defensive midfielder, and we actually had put on all of our attacking options other than Shea Lacey. So I don't think like I've heard a lot of people saying Amorim didn't do anything. I think, bro, unless you want him to come on the pitch and actually score a goal, like, bro, I think the players, bro, have to take some responsibility and understand.
Of course,
we're playing against 10 men here. We don't need our manager to tell us exactly where to go on the pitch so that we can isolate a certain player or a certain, or make runs in behind. Bro, these are professional football players. A lot of them just come back from international duty representing their countries, bro. They're about to go to the World Cup in the summer. They don't need exact instruction onto where to be on the pitch. I think that is silly. I think that, bro, these are professional Premier League footballers. They don't need to be told, bro, you're a man down, make a run behind, sprint, get some more bodies in the box. Like, Amorim doesn't need to tell these man to do that.
Let me ask you this then. What do you think the manager does then? Do you think he just picks the lineup and then you're like, all right, cool, you're footballers, you're on the pitch, figure it out, innit? What do you think the manager does then?
No, don't get twisted. He does more than that, but I think he does a lot less than what a lot of people think he does. I think a lot of people think the managers are like people that sat at yard playing FIFA. You know, like when you're playing FIFA at home and you're controlling the controllers, you're literally controlling the players, telling them what to do. A manager isn't that. A manager sets the team out, he picks the team, he tells the team how he wants them to play, right? He maybe helps the shape or whatever. But bro, he's not going to play the game for them. He puts them on the pitch. They can't they can't figure out how to overload an area as professional footballers. Do you think Amorim is telling them, don't do this? I don't want you to figure out, be innovative and figure out solutions. In fact, it's the opposite. After the game, he actually said in his press conference, I would have liked the team to feel the moment more and to understand that we had 10 men, that we were playing against 10 men.
Whose job is it to make
the players
these players understand that though? What is the manager's job? It's his. He had half time to talk to the players. He's shouting at them the whole game, and you're telling me across all those messages, he couldn't get across to the players like, "Yo, boys, like we need to step it up here."
Bro, I don't think he would have went the whole time. Do you really think he would have went the whole time without telling the players to step it up? So without telling the players, boys, I need you to do this and run this and
bro, inspiring the players is part of the manager's job. If he can't do that, then that's another thing. That's
no, I don't agree with that. I don't believe that the manager's job is to fucking make sure these players wake up in the morning excited about their job and bouncing out of bed and making sure they brush their teeth. No, that's not the manager's job. The manager's job is to get to a club. Game. Bro, he's meant to get to a club with players that know how to play football, and he's meant to tell them instruct them on how he wants them to do it. A manager isn't necessarily meant to tell players in the 45th minute, I want you to be on the left half space so that this person can come and do an overlap. And then that's not how managers, that's not what happens. They work on certain patterns of play that they try and they work on and where they do things. I don't think
as a pattern of play.
I don't think Amorim is completely faultless here, but I do believe, and I agree with him, that the players at some point need to take some responsibility for the game and have a whack. Bro, you saw Bruno do it a couple of times, just have a whack from 20-something yards out. A few of them almost went in. No one else did that. If Cunha was on the pitch, he probably would have done that. Bro, Eze scored a hat-trick against Tottenham on the weekend. All of them goals were from just outside the area, and it's people from him having a shot. No one did that yesterday. That's not Amorim's. It's not Amorim's telling them, don't take a shot from long distance, boys. Don't try a pop. And he's not telling them that, bro. Little things like that aren't his fault. And I think that the players should have done more in that area. And we'll get to what Amorim could have done more too, by the way. But that's just my opinion. You can disagree with me, but I think the players have a lot to, bro, the intensity and the efforts and I know that that's all that Amorim has been telling them. That's one thing we can all agree on. We know that Amorim has been telling them, we want you to be intense, we want you to run, we want you to close that, close down the spaces, be rabid dogs or whatever. None of them were doing that yesterday. And I don't believe that's because Amorim didn't tell them to do that. So yeah, I do think the players have to take some responsibility there as well.
Of course, the
Maybe
players have to take
Amorim does
responsibility.
too.
No,
Sorry,
Amorim definitely has to take responsibility. It's somewhere in the middle. You can't blame the players for everything because ultimately they're on the pitch. They're following a game plan that he's created, and cool, they go down to 10 men. If you're telling me that the game plan stopped working because they went down a player, then that can't be true.
No. I don't think that's the case. I'm saying like, okay, they go down to 10 men. He doesn't need to tell now the players, okay, now they're down to 10 men play, like United boys. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep the ball better. We're gonna stretch the pitch a little bit more. We're gonna move the ball quickly. Bro, these are professional footballers. They know that. They know that. I know that. You know that. If you have 10 men against 11 men, it's very simple what you do, bro. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry can figure it out. Keep the ball for longer, move the ball quicker, move it from side to side, make runs in behind, that's what you got to do. Disrupt that defensive structure that they've got going on. It's not rocket science, bro. You can't tell me I can figure that out and Bruno Fernandes can't. Or I can figure that out, but fucking Dorgu can't. These players weren't doing that. They just weren't doing that. Now, you can talk about positions and formations all you want, but if we were playing a 4 at the back with that intensity and with that mentality, we wouldn't have won that game yesterday. And like I said, we ended the game with 4 defenders on the pitch anyway. And we weren't creating anything. Also, I think, the other thing about the manager is he's not coming here to teach these players how to play football. He's not coming here to teach these players, oh, okay, when it's 10 men, you guys, you need to do X, Y, and Z. Little kids don't even need to learn that lesson, bro. Professional footballers that play in the Premier League and represent their countries on the international stage should know that. Like, that's my point. I'm not saying necessarily they should be creating new tactics now and creating new patterns of play and new patterns of, attack. No, I'm not saying that. But there's basic things, bro. 5-yard passes I was seeing us. It's back to that thing that I was saying last season. 5-yard passes are failing, bro. What's going on there? That's not because of Amorim, suddenly, that they just can't pass 5 yards. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not because of Amorim they suddenly forgot how to close a man down. Or Yora's just being shit in the challenge. That's not Amorim's fault. You can't say to me that that's Amorim's fault. I just will never believe it. Like, personally.
I'm not going to tell you, but bro, you have to think that it's just been this game. This game was especially bad from the players as well. But the last few performances have been bad, bro. It's not a one-off. The last 2 games have been bad. Tottenham was a bad performance. Forest was a bad performance. We didn't play well in either of these games. And my issue is that it happens all the time. We start off the game all right. We play well for a certain time. As soon as their manager adjusts and does something that twists up the game a little bit, heads drop. We don't adapt to nothing. Nothing changes. We get bad for the rest of the game, and then we might scrape a last-minute equalizer. We might get lucky. De Ligt might score a header, or someone might score in the last second. Bro, this is not... You can't just tell me that the footballers... You're saying they're international, this and that. You're telling me that when they come to play for United, they forget how to play football. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Bro, it looks like it sometimes. I can't lie. Yesterday, it looked like a lot of them players forgot how to play football. They genuinely looked like they just weren't up for it. And some days that could happen, bro. And look, Amorim, I'm sure, has blame to handle as well. Maybe he didn't prepare the week as well as he could have. Maybe, I don't know, he made the wrong decision starting Xerxes. Maybe he should have started Mount instead. I don't know, whatever. I'm not saying Amorim suddenly is completely scot-free, but like one of the comments said, and maybe we should get into the comments now, they both can be true. The player and the the manager and the players both could be at fault for that shocking performance yesterday.
Listen, I told you the players played bad. You're not telling me what you think Amorim did wrong. You're saying that it's out of his hands. I'm
not saying that.
I'll tell you what. The players should just sort it out, figure out on the pitch. What's going on? You're professional footballers. Figure it out.
Listen, that's what I wanted to see yesterday, innit? Right? I wanted to see more from the players. I don't think Amorim can, like I said, jump on the pitch for them. But also at the same time, Amorim, I think, did make some mistakes yesterday. I think the selection, there was questions there. I don't think you needed to start Mazraoui at right wing back. with Dorgu left wing back, I thought that was a bit that was a bit static. I could see that was gonna be a little bit shit going forward. I think that was a bad choice. I think maybe you should have just gone for Ahmad at right wing back, Dorgu at left wing back, and the other thing I probably wouldn't have done is start Zirkzee. Maybe would have brought him on earlier if you wanted to give him more minutes, whatever. But I think do the front three of Mbeumo, Ahmad, and Cunha. Obviously, sorry, Mbeumo, Ahmad, and Mount if Cunha was injured. Obviously, Cunha being injured was clearly unexpected. Wasn't really a thing. He injured his head in training or something on Friday. So clearly they planned all week to play with Cunha there, and yeah, I think he made the wrong team selection. That's what I think he did wrong. And I think he maybe didn't do enough to change it throughout the game. But, some of the things that he did do that I would have probably asked, wished, things that I really wished for. Like, I wanted him to bring Manu on earlier in the game, things I asked for last week. He brings him on in the 55th minute, and Manu looks flat too. Whatever, he didn't look great. There wasn't really much else. We didn't really have a great squad. I think the issues we fell into yesterday were reminiscent of last season because there were similar issues to what we fell into last season. Similar personnel too. A lot of those players that were on that pitch that started that game let us down last season, and we didn't have that new, what is it? We had like an invigor, like with Cunha and Mbeumo and these Sesko. I feel like we had a little bit more like, I don't know, like a new lease of life almost. We had a bit more of like there's a new standard to be set here. There's new players. But once you take Cunha injured, Sesko's injured, now you've literally only got Mbeumo. I think that squad looks very similar to last season, and that's why the performance looked very similar to last season. But yeah, I think it was just it was a bad game from both amorim and the players, and I think it just wasn't a good night at the office, bro. That's what I'll put it down to.
I mean, we've seen Ahmad play on the left recently, and it didn't go well. So I don't understand why he thought let's try that experiment again. Because when they swapped it around and they played Mbeumo on the left, and Mbeumo looked a lot more comfortable on that side than Ahmad did.
Yeah,
or just play Mount at the start of the season before Cunha was fit. We was playing Mount in that position. Just put Mount there. I don't understand. He's similar to Cunha. He's more similar to Cunha than Ahmad.
Yeah, that's what I would have done if I was in. That's what I think Amorim should have done. That's what I would say that was his mistake. Play Mount there. Mount's been all right this season as well for us. And why play? Didn't really like that Ahmad through the middle thing. But I'll tell you the truth. This Ahmad left wing back thing actually kind of worked like a little bit yesterday. I feel like he was quite a bright spark. He was getting the ball in good positions and he looked like one of our better players. He was dribbling really well. I don't think he did it enough.
He's a good player, bro. He's always going to look like a spark. That's just Ahmad. Like he gets the ball, he runs at players. But let's be honest, he's way better on the right and way more productive when he has that threat of cutting in and going outside.
Yeah, you're right. You are right.
Hold on now. Oh. Okay.
And you know what? Let me just get into the comments quickly. We've got quite a lot of comments. Get into the chat. So we had a Zane's front comment. We had a players let us all down yesterday. Absolutely disgraceful performance. Obviously, Zane was live and direct at Old Trafford watching that disappointing game. He said Amorim's lineup wasn't the best, but those players couldn't make a 5-yard pass. Kind of what I was alluding to earlier. Abdul Chali says we also need players who aren't shook. And he also said they look like they hadn't slept in 48 hours. Yeah, they did. They looked just off the pace. Like I said, when they started the game, they just looked like they were going to lack intensity. You could just tell from the beginning of the game they just weren't going to do what you wanted them to do. Mr. Wikipedia 100 says the players are definitely at fault. I can't excuse losing to 10 men. 100%. Abdul Chali's decision making was shocking too. You can't teach football IQ like that. And he says, by the way, both player and manager can be at fault. Yeah, I guess that's what we were kind of saying. Mr. Wikipedia says the player should be feasting after seeing a red card given to the opposition, and that's not what happened. Everton got more comfy and confident. Yeah, it almost seemed like that red card. It seemed to invigorate Everton. It seemed to play into their like game plan. I don't know how it worked. Moyes was like, "Yeah, I can deal with that."
Listen, I think as soon as they scored that goal, I think everyone in the stadium could have told you what Everton were about to do for the rest of the game.
100%. I could have told you what was about to happen before, and before that goal, and the fact they got the goal definitely wasn't going to change it. It was only going to make it happen even
Yeah.
more. So, yeah, some agreement there from Abdul again. Ahmad on the left was terrible. Yeah, wasn't great. Mr. Wikipedia says Mount and Mainu should have started. To be fair, I don't know about
I don't know
Mainu
about Kobe,
starting.
man. I don't know about Kobe, bro. I feel like he doesn't really have a position in this system that suits him at all.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
even when he comes on, he looks lost, man.
when
At the
he's come on
moment.
the season, I don't think there's been maybe one or two good performances out of all the ones he's done, but most of them have been quite like lackluster, to be honest. And it hurts me to say it because I absolutely love Kobe. Watching him play football genuinely is a joy, but he hasn't been that great this season. And Abdishadi says Menu and Zirkzee are rusty though. I hear it. I mean, to be honest, by the way, guys, just as we get into the end of them comments, I just wanted to say if you're new here, make sure you're subscribing. And whether you're new here or not, you better like that video ASAP. Make sure you're liking the video. Yeah, it really helps us out as a channel. So please. Yeah. Just to get into, I guess, looking forward a little bit. We got Palace away on the weekend. Oh, whoa. Shock entrance. Man didn't even play
That's
the
it,
entrance
man.
music.
I was gonna say, compare the edge music, man. We're ready. We're ready. What's going on?
What's up?
Yes, Zane. How are we, bro? How you doing, man?
Been better, man. Been better, but not too bad. How you been?
Yeah, been all right, but been a little bit actually deflated. Obviously, me and Ernest have been getting into the debates. Obviously, Amram, you can't leave me and him in a room for long.
I've
We
been
want to
listening.
talk
I've been
about
listening
Amram.
the whole time, by the way, so I know exactly what's been going on.
So
I've
then,
been
bro, you might
listening.
as well take the floor then. You know what I mean? Take the floor. You might as
Go
well jump
ahead.
straight in. We know you're at Old Trafford, obviously yesterday. Yeah, bro, take the mic, man. Go ahead.
Bro, you know what? Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you this. Yesterday, I went through missions, bro. I left in the middle of the workday and blocked out my lunch and an hour afterwards. So I started work at 8 on purpose, just to make sure that I can, make up for this extra hour outside of my lunch to make sure I can actually get there on time without the traffic. Obviously, the traffic in the middle of the day was rammed on the way to Old Trafford. Of course.
Oh, go on. Sorry.
What's going on?
No. I've been. Just carry on.
So, yeah, Old Trafford, getting to Old Trafford was one hell of a mission yesterday. Big mission. But you know what? We get there, it's good vibes. I link up with Shaq. Shout out to Shaq, you know what I'm saying? That's my guy right there. We link up, go for a banging munch, chilling. And the vibes are good, you know what I'm saying? We're feeling good. And then the lineup comes out. Immediately, alarm bells ringing. Immediately, alarm bells are ringing for me. As soon as I see the starting lineup. Starting lineup's just not looking good, man. Not looking anything like I'd want or I'd hope. And it's frustrating. It's hella frustrating. I'm thinking, why the hell are we playing man's right wing back? We're going against Everton at home. Do you know what I'm saying? It's Everton at home. Why are we playing Mazraoui right wing back? Instant red flag for me straight. I was like, Amram's definitely got that wrong, 100%. Then he's playing Xerxes, who's barely had a sniff this season. He had played, what, I think 90 minutes of football the whole season, and like 60 minutes or so of that was in one game. Do you know what I mean? Again, wrong call. Why would you not play Mason Mount? Mason Mount, even if you want to play Xerxes, for example, even if you want to go with Xerxes, I would play Bruno probably further ahead, in my opinion. And Wemo, Ram, put Ahmad right wing back, the same sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? And then if you want to play Mount or Xerxes or whatever you want to do, it's not even that deep. But Ahmad being out of position, instant red flag. Anyway, game kicks off. Just got to the chase. we're sat there watching the game from kickoff. I was speaking to all the lads outside, spoke to a few of the guys, the regulars I see at Old Trafford. They're telling me, yeah, confident. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even that confident. You know what I mean? Like, you know me, I'm usually like hella confident. I was not confident at all. I was a bit like,
the 7
I don't
wins.
know. But they're like, yeah, no. Then I get comfortable win. I was like, all right, cool. You know what? Screw it, man. All these men seem to be kind of confident. Maybe I should be a little bit more confident. So I start getting gassed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, you know what? Yeah. Now it's Everton at home. Man. We'll bang them. Minor, yeah, confident. Bro, I swear to God, it didn't take 2 game minutes. I looked to my left at Shaq, and I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, this has been a shaky start. Like, we're not looking good. These men look up for it. We look completely off the pace. The reason we even have looked good recently is because we upped the intensity massively in our games. From the get-go, from the kickoff, I was like, we do not look like we're up to speed here. We don't look like we're on form. We don't look like we're ready for today's game. Immediately, that was my impression. And the crowd around me, the local boys, Cowley and around us,
Yeah.
straight, they're like, I don't know, we look a bit off the pace here. I was like, yeah, it's not looking good. Then all of a sudden, other end of the pitch, man, like, who is it? Gay, whatever his name is, starts throwing hands, bro, at his own teammate. And out of nowhere, I'm like, what's going on? Obviously, it's far away. I can barely even see what's happening. I can just see this bit of commotion. And I see a red card come out. And then this guy looks like he's about to go for the ref, obviously from my angle. So I'm like, what the heck is happening over there?
He lost his
all I
head.
know,
He lost his head.
seen a card, and man told him straight down the tunnel. And I'm seeing his own teammates pointing at the tunnel, keen. And he's like, get out, get off the pitch. Oh, what the hell's going on? All the boys around me, like, what's going on? These men are getting up on their phones, opening up Sky Sports. What's happening? What's happening? We see the replay. I was like, oh shit, man, just give him a quick little. What the hell? I'm thinking, you know what? Thank you, God. Because you know what? Not only I care about this game, but Ben was my captain on fantasy. And you know me, this year I've been stinking it up on fantasy. So I'm like, you know what? 10 men from the 13th minute. I immediately, the fattest grin on my face here, I turned to Shaq and I'm like, yo, you're waiting for a game now. I reckon what? Come be 4-5-0. I got gassed. I was like, yeah, 4-5-0. This is going to be it. This is going to be a big one. But tomorrow, like 10 minutes later, boom, Dewsbury Hall.
That was on your side, isn't it, as well? You would have seen
that.
that
Right in front of me, bro. I got a first-class ticket view to that goal, bro. I know, like, keeper should have done better, in my opinion.
The first goal he scored on his weak foot.
Of course, it had to be against United, didn't it? But
breaking more records, isn't
it? At least for a nice goal.
And then, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I think keeper should have done better.
Yeah, you know what? I was going to ask you that because there was talk that
I think
I heard it earlier on the radio. Somebody behind the goal, like it was an angle from behind the goal, and it looked like Lamont could just get there, like do a little bit better because it doesn't. It didn't actually fly right into the top bin, did it? He got a touch on it.
It wasn't that good. It wasn't that great of a shot, bro. Like, and it wasn't like it was a rocket that got absolutely thumped at the goal and then obviously just went flying in. Like, bro, the guy. I'm not gonna lie. I love Lamont and I still think he's solid keeper. All of that, no beef on him, but I think he needed to do better on that. But that shouldn't have been the deal breaker. That shouldn't have been the reason as to why we lost that game. Do you get what I mean? So although I think the keeper could have done better, I'm not even paying that any attention because 10 men from the 13th minute. Do you know how mad that is? And the crowd, you don't understand, before the game, we got in there early. The crowd was up for it. It's been 5 weeks, Ernest, Cowley, 5 weeks. We haven't been sat in those seats. Not a single home game. Had 2 away games and an international break. The crowd were excited. I was buzzing, man. I was so excited for this game. Everyone was going crazy singing. When they were singing "Take Me Home" at the beginning, like, it was loud in there.
I was singing in the living room,
man. I hear it. It's been a while, man. So
I was fuming I couldn't be there. I was so upset that I couldn't be there because of that. I was thinking atmosphere's going to be up. It's been so long. Old Trafford under the lights, 4 or 5 weeks game, been there, man. Easy game as well. Everton at home. I'm sure it's going to be a nice victory. I was fuming I couldn't make it. Obviously, work commitments meant that I couldn't.
Count your blessings, bro. Count your blessings, because
saved yourself a trip.
You don't understand. The one thing that probably annoys me more than anything about yesterday's game is I feel genuinely disrespected by those 11 players on the pitch. I feel violated. I'm like, bro, I did missions to make sure that I could be here. I had to move things around. It's a Monday night, bro. I'm work, bro. I work 9 to 5 every day. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, shit ain't a joke, man. I got home at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's long. It's a lot of sacrifice. And I'm like, and what I did yesterday is so minor compared to what even guys that we know, like Flex and them guys, they come from London, which is even way further than it is for me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
and then there's the people that come from abroad, overseas for these kind of games. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's mad, bro. People make sacrifices for it, and they
Bro, even the fans waking up
like
like at God knows what hours in the morning, bro. I remember when I was in LA a
100%.
couple of months ago, well, about a few months ago, but I had to wake up at like 6 or 7 a.m. or something to watch us get slapped 3-0 at home to Tottenham last season. Like, you don't realize the sacrifice fans make to watch these disappointing performances.
Bro, I
Like,
think
Honestly,
every
honestly, when
person associated with the club disappointed after that.
every single.
Everyone felt
hundred
finessed.
percent. Is that this is finessed? Like honestly, like I'm watching the game and it's just from the beginning sideways, backwards, sideways. Back. I'm like, what are you doing? And then I'm looking at the attacking players, and they're not doing anything either. They just stood there. So I'm like, you know what? I don't even really blame Delict and Shaw and these guys swinging it side to side because it's either swing it side to side or pass it to an Everton player because they were very organized, like they were in the right places, and our attackers weren't doing anything. And then Xerxes, man, he was trash yesterday, in my opinion. He was horrendous, Xerxes,
Didn't
yesterday,
have a
man.
great game.
Honestly,
So.
it
I mean,
finished
look, he had a
washing.
couple of decent chances, but
Bro, he had
No,
a
that's
few
just because
chances,
he's
but
tall.
like
Nothing.
none of them, apart from one, really looked, and it was a great save from Pickford. But all but that one chance, really, none of them were really on. It was just he got the contact for a header, but he wasn't doing nothing with it. Like it was dead. But it's the fact the football was horrendous yesterday. Horrendous. Like it was awful. Like I said, 5 yard pass. You can't make a simple pass. They're all doing the wrong thing. One person runs this way, the guy passes over there. No pass came to feet. Every pass, if it should have been ahead of the player, it was way behind him. If it should have been a little bit behind, it was way ahead. Like
5 yard passes.
nothing.
That's what I was saying earlier. Like, this is just the basics.
Just
Five
simple
yard
football.
passes,
It's just simple
simple.
football. Bro, Shaq looked at me. He was like, bro, I swear to God, you could take me and put me in Xerxes' position and I'll do the exact same thing he's doing. He's like, I can
Standing
make a
there and
pass.
jumping.
I can make a few passes. And he's like, also, I'll lose the ball here and there, but he's losing the ball. I hear it. Like he's like, I don't think there'll be any difference in what I could do right now compared to what Xerxes is doing on the pitch. And you know what the worst thing is? I genuinely, he's actually right. He did nothing that looked professional yesterday. There was nothing professional about that performance. That performance was absolutely dog. Like it was horrendous, man. Horrendous to
He's
watch.
not a number 9 like that, man. Like I don't think he can
He's
play
not a
number 9
number 10
anymore.
either.
Not
So
just
what is he,
Xerxes,
bro?
bro. Not Xerxes. Every single player on that pitch. You know what? The only person I'll actually probably spare in this, in this run is probably Ahmad, because you know what? When I was there watching that game, the only player that actually was trying to do something, even if he wasn't executing well, the effort. Just give me some effort. Just a bit of effort, boys. Like, come on. He, at least he was actually putting in that effort. There's one where he chased down the attacker, like it wasn't even his fault. He's running back, makes it. Let's see Bruno talking shit to him. Like, oh, why are you talking, bro? Why are you moaning, bro? Stop talking. Like, get back and do better. What are you doing out there as the captain other than whinging? Man, these players and bro, the stadium got toxic every time. But a back pass, the groans around Old Trafford. It's deafening, bro. it was super toxic, honestly. Then at times you see the crowd are like, you know what, we need to get behind these guys. And you know what the Old Trafford crowd is like. When they decide to get behind the team, they get behind them. Then they start getting behind them again, and then again, simple 5 yard pass, and immediately that energy that came straight back down. Scott, bro, it was awful performance. I'm not gonna lie. I blame Amorim for his lineup. I think if you actually looked at the bench before the game, there wasn't really that many options, and the options that were there, he made those options. So his in-game management, I'm not even that mad at. Those players just looked like they didn't come with the right intensity. They didn't look like they were up for it from minute one. Forget the red card. Forget adjusting to the red card, because I heard you lot talking about this earlier. I don't even care about the way they adjusted after the red. I'm just thinking they didn't do anything from the get-go anyway. They were not in the game, those players. I don't know where they were. I don't know where these are. I was looking to check, I was like, bro, these men are sleeping, bro. These men they're here going through the motions. They're not doing anything. So Amrim, like I said, he's at fault for the lineup. But those players, man, I'm not gonna lie, that was inexcusable from them players, man. Them players
I'm not having this thing
need to-
that for 80 minutes the guy couldn't have done anything from the bench to do anything about this game, and you're just gonna blame the players, bro. You can't tell me that for 80 minutes of the
I'm
game.
literally not blaming the players. I'm literally not just blaming the players. I literally said both are accountable.
You said you blame him for the
this.
lineup,
Amrim,
so everything after the lineup is calm.
it's calm. It's not that it's calm. It's honestly, it's not that it's calm. That team is still good enough to go win that game. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, regardless of the situation, we should have won if they had 11 men. And he put Mainu on. I think he should have put Mainu on at the same time as he put on Mount. I think two players deserve to get hooked at halftime. So that's what I would have done differently, and I hold him accountable to that. What's going on? What's that comment?
I was gonna say, let's get into the comments a little bit because your account of being out of Trafford is actually something is interesting. But let's get into this because we've had some pushback. So ExoStar77 says, "What the fuck is the matter? Don't whisper it too loudly. His name is Amram." So he clearly agrees with Ernest. I don't think, honestly, I'm gonna have to back you up, Zayn. I just think that it's boring, man. It's actually boring, bro. Like, we win a game, no one really says anything. It's kind of quiet. Yeah, we're kind of happy. We're not happy. We lose a game. It's Amram's got to go. His system's bad. It's everyone's. But if we win a game, no one's. I haven't heard anyone be like, "Oh, the system is so amazing. We won because of the system."
Yeah, it worked well
No
today. The system worked well. You don't hear that when it
You
doesn't
never hear
work.
it.
I say that every
Doesn't.
week we win. I give him props. Every week we don't
Not
do
you,
that.
man. Not you. It's not.
No,
I'm not
I'm-
even directing this at you. I'm talking like in
Hold on
general.
now.
Like like you see the
The
way
narrative.
Carragher and these man are getting on his back.
Cool. But the truth is we lose a lot more than we win since he's been here. So you can't say that. It's
Well,
just
this
facts.
season we've won more than we've lost, though.
Yeah, no,
This season,
we're
but he
doing
hasn't
that.
joined this season, has he? He's been around for a while, bro. We've seen a lot of this
Bro,
system.
it's this season, though. Like, this season is only affected by this season. I can't be bothered of losing a game this season and going back to last season. What's the point? It's long, it's tiring. Keep traveling too much, bro. Stay here, this time zone. I can't.
We're won in 3 games.
I'm just going back. If we look back now, let's take it for the last 2 months or 6 weeks or whatever you want to do it. Yeah, it's not been that bad. If you want to go back be like, oh, this is the same time.
You haven't won in 5 weeks.
5 months ago, then
You
say
haven't won in 5 weeks.
well, 5 game weeks. Well, obviously 2 of them have been an international break. So in 5 game weeks, we have won.
Yeah, we won once. We
Won
won twice,
once.
drawn 2.
And this
and
is a
lost.
stupid argument. Whether we won in the last 5 weeks or not is stupid. End of the day, we could have won that game and gone fourth. We didn't win that game and we stayed 10th. It's still, bro, it's still fine margins right now. We had to win that game yesterday. And that whole team, Amorim included,
Needed to do
need to have
better.
done better.
But yeah, that's what I
100%.
mean. I just don't think
I'm not putting it
I-
all on Amorim or the system or this or this or this or that. It can't just be the system. Like,
Yeah.
it's lazy. It's
when we
lazy
beat
analysis to just blame
Sunderland-
it on the system every
when we
time.
beat Sunderland, Regis Labrie literally came out in the press conferences, and he was the only person I heard in all of the media. The Sunderland manager came out and said, Amorim's system, we couldn't handle it. And we had to
When
change
it works, it's great. It just doesn't
hold
work.
on. My
often
point
enough.
is, I don't want that. I'm not saying I want people to every time we win a game to come out and talk about the system. Or I want people to lose a game to come out and talk about the system. But we can talk about the game. We can come out and say, you know what? Yesterday's game was shit. Amorim was shit. He had a bad day at the office. The players had a bad day at the office. That was bad, and that shouldn't have happened, and it should never happen again, right? We can say that without also saying Amorim's
Not a
system will never
bro.
succeed. He's a failure. We got to sack him. That's the thing that I'm bored of every single game. Let's just stick to what happened yesterday and then move on accordingly. And then if 5 or 6 weeks down the line, we look back at it and we're like, you know what? We just keep losing games. There's not enough points on the board. We're nowhere near our rivals. They're all ahead of us. They're all really far away from us. That's when we can start being like, you know what? maybe Amorim isn't the man to take us forward. But as of now, the last time I checked, and maybe this is the right way, maybe one of the better ways to end this conversation because it will go on forever anyway. But the last time I checked, we were 4 or 5 points off Chelsea in fourth. We literally are on level on points with about 5 or 6 teams. We're above Newcastle, where chasing West, not too many points away from Villa, Chelsea. These man, we're in and around where we need to be. Yes, it would have been better if we were fourth. We won that game yesterday, but there's going to be opportunities to do that. Chelsea are playing Arsenal this weekend. We're playing Palace. Not an easy game, but we can beat
Palace.
Bro,
That Palace. Do you know what worries me about Palace? Sorry to interrupt you there, but one thing that worries me about Palace is that they're going to go play our system better than us and just make us look even worse. That's my fear right now. They're going to come with that 3-4-3 and Adam Wharton and these boys, these men are going to run rings around us. I feel, man. Honestly,
like I was saying earlier,
it's a stressful game.
Like I was saying proper earlier in this conversation, it's about how the formation's implemented on it. It's not necessarily the formation. It's how it's implemented. So Amorim's 3-4-3 is actually very different to Glasner's 3-4-3. Amorim wants to dominate possession. Glasner has some of the lowest possession stats in all of Europe for his team, but the way they're implemented is different. And also, even though Glasner has way less possession, he's still way more effective when he has.
You know what the funny thing is,
and wins more games. It's a different implementation of the system, same system.
Yeah, but if you look at that, that's exactly when we do better. Is when we have less possession.
Our formation works better when we have less possession. When we have more of the ball and the team sits back, we struggle to break down these teams. It's been a pattern all season. It's not a one-off game, bro. We consistently struggle to break down defenses.
I agree with you there. I actually agree with you there.
And that's where you can't just look at the players. You have to look at them. Sure, Everton game was a mixture, bro. The players were crap, manager was crap. But it's not a one-off game, bro. You can't just be like, oh, we've been playing so well recently.
No, you know what? Ernest, I agree with you there. If you want to turn around to me and say, you know what, Man United have a problem breaking down low blocks, which you haven't said up until now, I would agree with you because I agree with that. There's been 6 games this season in which Man United have had more possession, and all of those 6 games we've lost them. Or no, not lost them.
This isn't a new problem though. We've had this problem with all of our recent managers. This is not a recent problem.
I wanted to say that as well. I want to say this is a problem I've seen Man United have for 4 or 5 years, and now there's the problem that falls onto Amorim and he has to solve. And it is a problem he has to solve because that falls on the manager.
Yeah.
I'm lagging out.
What, me or you?
Me, I think.
All right. We got Mr. Wikipedia in the comments saying, shout out Mr. Wikipedia. It says, if you get rid of Amorim right now, it takes away the accountability towards the players and their faults. Whoever comes in, if fired, would have to deal with the same problem. Bro, couldn't agree more. 100%. Ernest is shaking his head like, look at these guys.
We swapped the whole squad when Ten Hag came. We swapped the whole squad. They said this for Ten Hag. They said, listen, man, it's these players, bro. They're rotten. We swapped the whole squad and it was the same shit, bro.
Listen, I hear it. Don't get me wrong, man. Okay, I'm not excusing it. I'm not pinning it all on the squad 100%. But bro, end of the day, the squad needs to bring the intensity. I feel like intensity was a key thing that was missing. I feel like that was a key thing, especially yesterday. Forget the rest of the season, forget last season, forget all that rubbish. I felt like yesterday specifically, there was no intensity in that team. They didn't look like they wanted to be there. That was my biggest frustration.
Facts, and this is where I come to you. Whose job is it? If the team's looking a bit, the intensity is not there, whatever. He had half time. He shut on the whole game. Surely it's the manager's job to inspire the players, bro. That's a key role of the job. Sir Alex Ferguson made a career out of it, bro. That was one of his best things. I'm not having that. The players should have done better. Of course, the players should have done better, bro. That's obvious. But he's got to do something. You know what I mean? You can't just sit there and just be like, all right, cool, man.
It doesn't mean he's going to get a reaction every time.
I feel like
do you know what I mean? He's not going to get the reaction every single time.
Bro. How many times have we got a reaction, though?
Not hear that. No, but you know what? Recently, though, this season, if you look at it, even the times where we have gone, even against Tottenham, we went down in the 91st minute, and I was like, oh, there we go, here we go again. The team crumbled, and then we actually came out and got a draw against Forest as well. I think what similar sort of situation. We drew the game after going down. We came back and won, and drew the game. Like there has been an improvement. I'm not saying it's great or that amazing or anything like that, but I feel like there definitely has been an improvement, which is we got to take it as it comes, man. We can't.
I
We
just think
can't.
personally, to finish that game with 3 centre backs on the pitch is diabolical.
Was it really three centre backs and that was it?
Bro, take a
Ahmad was
centre back
basically
off.
playing right wing, and Umar was playing right forward. No, like 'cause literally, I was watching the game, especially in the second half. They're attacking towards us. Ahmad was in acres of space the entire half, all the way up the pitch. Like I don't. Yes, technically speaking, there were 3 centre backs on the pitch, but I don't think they were playing a 5 at the back while
Bro, chuck
chasing
one
the
of them in the
game.
box. Just do something, bro. Tell Delict, no, forget defending Delict. We just leave that to Yoro and Shaw. You go get in the box, bro. Get another guy in there. Just do something, bro. If Maguire was on the bench, he would have got subbed on and played up front. I don't
I'm not
understand
gonna
why
lie.
he
I was
decided.
literally about to. You literally took the words out of my mouth. I was literally
I
about to
don't
say, if we
understand.
had Slabbed yesterday,
I don't
yeah,
understand
sticker.
why he's not
That
just told
would.
Delict, just stand in the box, bro, and just get in there for crosses. If Maguire was there, he would have told him to do that. I don't understand why he didn't do that with Delict. No idea.
I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that. Let's see. Let's get into a few of these comments before we round off now. So we got man like Abs comes out, says Amorim needs 2 windows realistically. Are we improving? Yes. Is it shit to lose? Yes. We weren't expecting the world this season. Amorim's gonna make some mistakes, but I rate him. You know what? Abs, you're my guy, man. You know what? That's actually facts because before the season, man was saying like me, I'll be happy with 6th, I'll be happy with 7th, I'll be whatever European spots, this and that. But you know what? We start playing a little bit well. People start tasting that top 4 area. People start getting gassed, and then the disappointment hits even harder when it comes. We knew this was going to be the case. It is shit to lose. I couldn't agree more. But you know what? Big up yourself, man. What a comment. I like that.
I said,
um,
go on, Palace played 2 days before in Europe. Fair enough.
yeah. People saying that. Even
Palace
Mr.
should be tired.
Wikipedia, I think, has a similar opinion. I think but winning against Palace, like even Europe can make a difference. It could make a difference.
It is a way though.
100%. But yeah, well organized team though, man. And the way we're trash away. Well, clearly, even at home, based off yesterday, we've been trash at home as well. So you know what, man? I hope you're right. I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right. We'll see what happens, man. And I said the team is not shit. Money has been spent. Players need to catch slaps and put in the work. Facts. That's to me. I know I've only been here for like half the show, but that's for me. That's the comment of the night, bro. I said these men just need to catch slaps. They actually need to just hold a couple of slaps and just pattern up. But you know what, man? Big up to yourself. I don't know what's going on with Cowley. Man, like Mr. Cowley, I see he's back in the studio, but don't know if the connection is connecting. There he is.
As I jump back in, the light ran out of battery. That kind of I think sends a message that we should probably get towards the end of the stream anyway. We've been going for a while.
I hear that, man.
I know you only joined recently, Zane, but yeah, you know what? We've had a couple of days off, obviously with the international break, but that's come to an end now, and so is the break. So keep your notifications on. We're going to be back. We're going to be here on Thursday. We've enjoyed the chat today a lot. I want to shout out every single person that's been involved in the chat. Abdul,
Yeah, big up, man.
Mr. Wikipedia, everybody, Exo Stars even for a minute. Everybody
Shout out Exo Stars, man.
Don, everybody. So yeah, if you're new here, subscribe. If you're not, make sure you like the video. Anyway, we're going to be back on Thursday. Looking forward to the obviously Palace game. And yeah, keep it locked in the United front. Boys, see you Thursday. Take care,
Peace.
everybody.
See you later, man. Pleasure.